Kansas City Restaurant Week is coming up in January, and for the next couple of weeks, we'll be featuring some of the restaurants that partake in that. We're at one of them this morning, Melting Pot, and we're with Executive Chef Joe Walker. Joe, thanks so much for joining us today. And tell us a little bit about what we're making here. This looks pretty darn good, and it's just traditional cheese fondue then.
Yeah, well, actually what we're doing today is our traditional Swiss fondue. Okay. Which is the more of the classic of the cheese fondue dishes here. And, you know, like I said, we serve all our fondue dishes with a nice array of vegetables and bread and everything for dipping in like that. And,
I know a lot of people have fondue pots at home. Is this something that people can make at home?
Absolutely.
So it's pretty easy to make at home as well?
Absolutely.
Okay, so how do we get started?
Well, first thing we're going to get started with, we're going to go with 4 ounces of white wine. We're going to put our 4 ounces of white wine in our line. Of course, our fondue pots are a little different than what the average person would be having at home.
You've got yours on a burner. It's already hot. It's warmed up, ready to go.
What you want to use, the cheese that we use, is a Emmentaler and Gruyere mix. Okay. But you can use a traditional Swiss cheese. But what you have to do with your cheese, you have to make sure once it's grated that you flour the cheese a little bit. So that way it helps the sauce thicken up and become a nice, thick cheese sauce. Okay, so it's not just straight cheese, but you have a little bit of flour in there as well. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So what we're going to do now, we're going to go ahead and add a third of the cheese to the pot. And let that start stirring up a little bit there. And once we make sure that that's good and incorporate it. All right.
You can really start to smell it now, too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And then what we're going to add is Kirsch, which is a cherry brandy. Okay. And so we're going to add just a little bit of that. Now we're going to start incorporating the rest of the cheese. All right, and so now we're going to go ahead and add the rest of the cheese to it.
So you slowly add the cheese that you have.
Absolutely. You add it just a little bit at a time. Make sure that it's all incorporated. All right, and then we're going to give it a dash of nutmeg.
Nutmeg.
And now you have the Melting Pot traditional Swiss cheese.
That looks fantastic. So what do you dip in this then? And you can dip about anything, can't you?
Absolutely. You can dip anything in there. But what we use on our plates, what we traditionally use, we use broccoli florets, baby carrots, Granny Smith apples, cauliflower, and we've got our signature bread that we use, which is a honey wheat, a rosemary ciabatta, and a French white.
Certainly. And so again, well, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And it's that easy, this cheese recipe. You can also find it on our website, KCTV5.com.